Hey there YouTube, this is Vargas XX78 with another collection pickup video. Just wanted to share with you guys all the stuff I've picked up this last month and a half. So, like always, let's get started. I like to start off my pickup videos with my monthly issue of Club Nintendo. This is actually the August issue, and on the cover they have the new Rayman, the game that's going to come out for the Wii U, but they also talk about Assassin's Creed, the Ninja Gaiden game, Mass Effect, Batman Arkham City, Tekken, all the stuff that they're gonna release for the Wii U. So yeah, I really like the cover, but since it's been a month and a half, I also got the September issue of Club Nintendo. This one they only talk very briefly about Heroes of Ruin, which is the game that that's going to be released for the 3DS. But the rest of the issue is dedicated to Metroid. It has a giant... this cover is actually a poster that comes inside. So it's a huge poster. But they also talk about every Metroid game that has ever come out. And they give a brief history on the plot and then the people involved. And this is Club Nintendo's 250th issue. So they went all out and decided to dedicate it to the 25th anniversary of Metroid, which is fitting, 250, 25th, and so on. But this was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good. And now that Nintendo Power is gonna stop being published on December, at least I'm thankful I still have this to look forward to. Thankfully, I haven't heard anything that they're gonna cancel Club Nintendo, so I still have my Nintendo news in print. So I'm really happy about that. But really good issue. I enjoyed this one a lot more. Only about one video game, and I picked it up at a swap meet really cheap. And for the PlayStation 2, I picked up The Bouncer. I remember hearing about this game when it was going to release by for the PlayStation 2. And this was supposedly Squaresoft's big intro game into the PlayStation 2. It's kind of like a brawler beat 'em up with some RPG elements. But haven't played it actually. I just picked it up and haven't had a chance to play it. But I'm hoping I'll get to it sometime. Picked up a book. Saw this again at a swap meet and I couldn't pass it up. But I picked up The Samurai's Tale. This is actually the softcover that came out in 2005. There's a much better edition that came out in 1984, but I got this really cheap. I got it for 40 cents, and I had to pick it up. And it's about the story of this boy that's the son of a samurai, but his lord and his dad get killed, and the winning lord that defeated his father basically takes pity on the boy, and he puts him as a cook's apprentice. When the cook dies, then he's moved into the stables, and so on and so on. He reaches adulthood and rises in the ranks of the samurai before helping his lord against Oda Nobunaga. So I read this book. I already finished it, and it's a really good book. I really enjoyed this book a lot. This was a real page turner. I could not stop reading it until I finished it. And this was a really good book. I really enjoyed it, and for the price I got it, it was amazing. I've mentioned this before. I'm a huge the samurai culture. Just even when I was little, I used to love the samurai culture, and this was a really good book. Picked up some comic book back issues, only 3. I picked up Action Comics issue 844. This is the first part of the Last Sun storyline, where Chris Kent appears, and then he inadvertently releases General Zod and his minions. Artwork by Adam Kubert was really good, and this was written by Jeff Johns and co-written by Richard Donner, who did the 2 first Superman movies. So I liked that issue. I also picked up Action Comics 893. This is when Lex Luthor was trying to harness the power of the Black Lantern spheres. And this one he goes after Gorilla Grodd, and I don't really keep up with Gorilla Grodd that much, but in this issue he was eating brains and he could absorb the knowledge of the brains, which I thought was pretty weird. I thought he died in Salvation Run, but again, I don't keep up with that character that much, so I don't know what his deal was. But at the last page of that issue, Death appears. And then the storyline continues in 94, which was a pretty good issue. Then I picked up Action Comics 895. And in this one, Lex Luthor goes up against Vandal Savage. So, another really good issue. But the following one was better because it had the Secret Six in it. So yeah. Only 3 back issues I picked up. The rest of the video is going to be about some movies. I picked up a fair amount of movies within this last month and a half. But let's get started with one I picked up at Target. It was on sale, and I picked up Hulk Versus. Been meaning to pick up this movie for a while, and this has Wolverine versus the Hulk, and in that one Deadpool is in it, and the other one is Hulk versus Thor, where Loki transports the Hulk into Asgard, and he has a big fight with Thor. I heard a lot of good things about this one. It was on sale at Target, and I couldn't pass it up, so really happy I finally picked that one up. Another one I wasn't too looking forward to pick him up, but again, it was also on sale at Target, and that's Spider-Man 3. This is not my favorite movie. It has some really good parts in it. The fight with the Sandman in the sewer, that was pretty good, and the last battle was pretty good. Also, when the Sandman is created and he's trying to form himself again, that one was pretty good. That scene was pretty good. Everything else is just, I feel that they wanted to cram in so much stuff, like the Black Suit and the Sandman and then Venom and everything, and then Harry Osborn, and the characters made all these stupid decisions that you would think after 3 movies they would learn from them, but this movie just collapsed on itself. It has some good scenes, but the rest of the movie is just not that good, but I needed it to complete my Spider-Man collection, so that's why I picked it up, and it's still sealed. The swap meet, I picked up the unrated version of Hostel. I had Hostel 2, which I think is the better movie, but again, I'm a completist. I have to have everything. I can't have the second part if I don't own the first part. So I picked up Hostel Part 1, haven't seen it. Don't want to see it, but I have seen the second one. And I did see this one actually, but I haven't seen it again since I bought it because I don't really want to see it again. I only picked it up because I have to own the series, I guess. Don't know if I'll pick up the third one, because there is a third one, Hostel, but again, my favorite one is the second one. Another swap meet I picked up, Wesley Snipes in Passenger 57. I remember watching this when it came out, and I thought it was pretty good, actually. Wesley Snipes was pretty awesome in this, even though now, since I'm a little older, some of the catchphrases that they spew out are pretty ridiculous. But the bad guy, Bruce Payne, who plays Rain, he was actually pretty good in this. The bad guy was actually pretty awesome. So really good movie. I enjoyed this. I watched it just recently, and I still thought it was fun. So picked up another Wesley Snipes movie that they had there, and that's Murder at 1600. Murder happens in Capitol Hill, and Wesley Snipes has to figure out who done it. It's a fairly good thriller. It's not the best thriller I've seen, but it's pretty good. Wanted to add to my Nicolas Cage collection, so they had this one at that swap meet, and I picked up Windtalkers. Nicolas Cage is tasked to protect this Native American who basically carries a code because they can't decipher his language. So he has to protect him, but even though it's kind of a suicide mission. A good war movie. I liked it. Would have liked if they focused more on the Native American than, on the rest of the battle, but still, pretty good war movie. I enjoyed it. Picked up this one just because it was there. I thought, why not give it a chance? I haven't watched it, but I picked up American Outlaws with Colin Farrell and Ali Larter from the Final Destination and Heroes. So it's a Western. I decided to pick it up because it focuses on Jesse James. But again, I haven't had a chance to watch it. This is the last movie they had in that swap meet, but it stars Anthony Quinn. It stars who else? Anthony Quinn, Jack Palance, and Ernest Borgnine. It's not basically. It is the story about the thief that was spared when Jesus Christ was crucified, and it follows his life after that. With his guilt and everything. It's a long movie. It's like 3 hours long. But I don't know. I kind of like these type of old biblical movies, so I thought it was pretty good. This one was actually pretty good. I enjoyed this one. Picked up at another swap meet, along the month, the first season of 2.5 Men. Got this one really cheap, and oddly enough, my TV DVD collection is comprised mostly of first seasons, but it was pretty good. Later on the seasons, Alan the brother and Jake the little kid kind of got on my nerves, but Charlie Sheen was awesome throughout his run on 2.5 Men. But the first and the second season, I definitely think are my two favorite ones. So hopefully, if I see the second season, I'll pick it up. Picked up Jodie Foster in Flight Plan. Jodie Foster is a good actress. I don't know why she doesn't do more stuff anymore, but this one was a good movie. It's about this mom that is traveling with her kid in this giant airplane that she designed, and the kid goes missing. So she's trying to find her, but no one remembers seeing the kid, and there's no record of her. So everyone thinks she's just going crazy, but she knows that her kid was in there. So she's desperately trying to figure out what happened and find her kid. I thought it was a good movie. I also enjoyed this one a lot. Picked up Must Love Dogs. It was there. I'm going out with this girl, so I decided to add another movie to my romantic comedies. Haven't seen it. Picked up Rob Schneider in The Animal. I know a lot of people don't like Rob Schneider, but I actually enjoyed him in this movie and in Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo. And the other one, the one where he switches bodies with a girl through an earring. Those are the three movies where I really like Rob Schneider. This one was pretty good. This is my favorite one of those three movies, just because I thought it was funny that he's being overtaken by this animal instinct, that because he has a car accident and this crazy scientist builds him up with animal parts. I thought that was crazy and weird, but funny movie. I enjoyed it. So I know, again, not a lot of people are Rob Schneider fans. Another romantic comedy I picked up, and only because this girl I'm dating really likes England, and this has a part of England. It's The Holiday, with Cameron Diaz, Jack Black, Jude Law, and Kate Winslet. It's about these two women, one in LA, one in the UK, that switch houses for their vacations, and each of them finds the love of something. Again, picked it up because I wanted to impress that girl I'm going out with. Picked up Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Really like the Wallace and Gromit series. I'm actually trying to track down the first 3 shorts that came out before this one. This one was pretty good. Yeah, definitely recommend. Found one anime for my anime collection, and that's Mesoforte. This is the edited version. There's an uncut version that's a little bit longer because it has a very, very graphic love scene. This one's the edited version. I've heard this one's actually better than the long version, but again, I don't know. I'll have to. If I see the uncut version, I'll probably also pick it up. But really good anime. The animation is pretty awesome. So yeah. Picked up Bulletproof Monk with Chow Yun-Fat. The editing in this movie is weird. It's edited like a music video, so you can't really appreciate the martial arts that much. So this one was actually pretty disappointing. I thought it was going to be a lot better. I didn't see it when it came out in the theaters, and I haven't seen it ever, except now that I bought it, and it was actually pretty disappointing. Also wanted to complete my, try to add to my Robin Williams collection, and I picked up Flubber. This is a remake. I thought it was good when I first saw it, but after rewatching it, it's not as good as I remembered it. Robin Williams is good, but the story is not, so still kind of on that one. Heard a lot of good things about this one, and I picked it up mostly because it's directed by Sofia Coppola, who directed Lost in Translation, and I love Lost in Translation. But I heard two people, the nostalgia chick talked about it, and also I heard it in the MacGuffin podcast, and that's Kristen Dunst and Marie Antoinette. Again, heard a lot of good things about it. I haven't seen it because, again, since I'm going out with someone, I don't have as much time as I used to. But I decided to pick it up. I got it really cheap, so it might be good, it might be bad. I don't know. This one I picked up only because of the nostalgia critic talked about it. And I don't really like Jennifer Lopez, but I do remember watching this, and I thought the visual style was interesting, even though the movie was not that good. But I picked up The Cell. Visually, the movie's really awesome. Everything is just falls flat. And again, I'm not a big fan of Jennifer Lopez. But I picked it up just for shits and giggles because the nostalgia critic reviewed it. So, yeah. This one I don't know anything about. I only picked it up because it stars Al Pacino and Meryl Streep. All I know is that it's an HBO miniseries. This is actually part 1, so now I might have to track down part 2. But this is Angels in America. Again, I haven't seen it, so I don't know that much about it. I only picked it up because of the two main stars in it. This one is actually one I did see and I wanted to pick up, but I picked up Rushmore. Mostly because it has Bill Murray in it. Bill Murray is awesome, but it also has, I hope I don't pronounce his name that badly, but it's Jason Schwartzman. He was in Scott Pilgrim as the main villain in Scott Pilgrim. I thought it was pretty good. And I remember watching this movie and liking it a lot. So really happy to add this one to the collection. Also wanted to complete the collection for another actor that unfortunately passed away a long time ago. But I picked up 10 Things I Hate About You. I'll admit I actually did like this one when I was younger. But I picked it up because it stars Heath Ledger. And I might have mentioned before in another video, I want to complete my Heath Ledger collection. And this one I'm pretty much done. I might pick up the one he did with Mel Gibson, but only if I see it. It also stars Julia Stiles. And she's hot. I really do wish that she would do more movies because she started doing a lot of movies, and I always thought that she was mega hot. But it also stars Jason Gordon-Levitt, who was amazing in Inception and in The Dark Knight. So, yeah, good movie. I really like this one. Another blind buy. I remember seeing it, but I don't remember it that much. But I picked up The River Wild with Kevin Bacon and Meryl Streep. This is basically a story about this mom that takes her kid river rafting, and then she meets up with these 3 bad guys that take her hostage and everything. I remember it being really good. I haven't seen it again, but I remember that this one was pretty good. So, was able to complete another collection I wanted, and I completed my Stanley Kubrick collection with Full Metal Jacket. This is a really, really good war movie done by Stanley Kubrick. The Angry Video Game Nerd, or James Rolfe, put this movie in his top 30 greatest movies of all time. And it's a good movie. Really, Stanley Kubrick was a really good director. And with this movie, I complete my Stanley Kubrick collection. I might get Eyes Wide Shut. I might not. That one didn't really do anything for me. But with this one, I complete my Stanley Kubrick collection. So, really happy about that. I was half watching this movie one time on TV, and they were passing. This guy was a secret agent, and he was in like a. They captured him and they put him in this tube that crushes coal. But I didn't get to finish watching it. And I thought, well, if I ever find out what movie that was, I'll pick it up. But I did eventually find it, and I thought it was really weird that I found it so fast. But Turns out that guy was Dean Martin. Well, I knew he was Dean Martin, but the character he was playing was Matt Helm, and he's kind of like James Bond with Austin Powers. You know, he's kind of like this swinger secret agent, but he gets drunk and he womanizes with girls and everything. And this one is a set that has 4 movies. It has The Silencers, Murderous Row, The Ambushers, and the one I was watching, The Wrecking Crew. But it comes in individual discs and these little sleeves. So I don't know. I picked it up mostly because I wanted to see how that movie ended. But it's campy. It was done in the '60s and everything. But you know, I got this for $1.50, and it's 4 movies, and each movie's like 2 hours long. So I thought, just in value alone, that this was worth it. And the last movie I picked up, and this is actually a gift. The girl I'm going out with knows I'm a big fan of movies. She actually already came over to my house and saw all the movies. And she knew that I'm a big Guillermo del Toro fan. And I also mentioned to her that I was only missing one movie. His first movie. But that movie's out of print. The original version's really, really expensive. But recently, and I didn't know about this, recently they re-released the movie. And I'm so happy that I got this movie. You know, she gave it to me as a gift, and I really do appreciate it, because it's the one Guillermo del Toro movie I've never been able to find, and online it goes for an insane amount of money. But that's Cronos. Starring Ron Perlman and what's the name of the other guy? I can't find it. Federico Lupi. But it's about this clockwork thing that drains you of your blood, but it also gives you like it rejuvenates you. Basically, it's like a vampire. But the old guy, played by Federico Lupi, discovers the device, and he discovers that it's doing stuff to him. But Ron Perlman's also after the device, and it's a really, really good movie. This is the one movie I desperately wanted from Guillermo del Toro, because it's, like I said, the original one is out of print and worth an insane amount of money. And I'm so happy that they re-released it. And again, it was a gift, so it has the added value that it's a movie that I've been hunting for a long time, but also that, you know, it was a gift from this girl I'm going out with, and then I'm super, super happy to complete this this collection. So, yeah, really, really cool. So that was another really long pickup video. Lots of stuff. Like I said, I've been wanting to hold out the pickup videos until I have enough to talk about, and this last month was really, really packed with stuff. So, like always, I like to make the recommendation of the video. And movie-wise, I'm gonna go with Hulk versus. It was really, really fun, especially the Hulk versus Wolverine, because it has the Weapon X and it has Sabretooth and Deadpool and everything. So this is my recommendation for this. And the other one, I'm going to go with Cronos. If you have not seen this movie, give it a watch. It's Guillermo del Toro's first movie, and it's one of his best. Just a lot of fun, and a really, really good movie. I'm really happy to complete this this collection. So, yeah. So again, that's the end of the pickup video. Thank you all so much for watching, and until I see you all again, this is Vargas XX78 signing off.